So we've titled it "A Storm is Coming, Relentless in its Fury." One thing that we have to bear in mind, Martin, is that we've had a lot of discussions of King of the North versus King of the South philosophy.
Yeah.
Now, it is true that you cannot dump an entire King of the South philosophy into one party's vision.
No.
So that's not what we are doing. We're not denigrating one party and saying that it entirely reflects either the King of the South or the King of the North philosophy.
The memory of Charlie Kirk is starting a revolution all across America, but I had no idea he'd have such an impact in the UK, all the way down to marches in Australia and back up to movements in South Korea, where ironically this reminds me of those recent riots in France 4 days ago where the far left burned a Korean restaurant in protest of French leadership, as these concurrent protests just highlight the key differences between the left and the right.
Former US President Barack Obama has warned of a political crisis of the sort that we haven't seen before in the wake of the killing of Charlie Kirk. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has suggested that the administration will crack down on hate speech, although there's no specific US hate speech law. Vice President J.D. Vance has led calls to expose people who celebrated or condoned Kirk's killing or were critical of him after his slaying.
That just shows you. I mean, and also what Pam Bondi mentioned, that they want to crack down on hate speech. There was a big flare-up on that. She actually went back and apologized from what I've heard. Because there is no hate speech laws. And who is to determine the hate speech? You remember, this is a big thing.
That's a big thing. Who's going to determine it? But we are moving into a situation where any form of counter argument, irrespective of what that argument is, will not be tolerated. No. And Martin, that is reminiscent of what is described in the scripture. You will not be able to buy or sell. Martin, if you lose your job, sooner or later, you won't be able to buy or sell because you'll run out of money.
Yeah.
This is a message to the reasonable center, the people who ordinarily wouldn't get involved in politics, who just want to live their lives. They don't want. They're quiet. They just go about their business. My message is to them: if this continues, that violence is going to come to you. You will have no choice. You're in a fundamental situation here where whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die.
So Martin, are we now really tying the religious to the political?
This is, like one guy said, a watershed moment. It's amazing how this joint religious and this revolution movement is grasping hands.
Didn't he call his organization Turning Point?
Yeah.
Now we seem to be unnoticed. But this will not always be. Movements are at work to bring us to the front, and if our theories of truth can be picked to pieces by historians or the world's greatest men, it will be done. So, Charlie Kirk was very passionate about the Sabbath. Now, it's not absolutely clear that he sees the Sabbath like we would see it, for example, but it was very important for him for the family, for example. And that is also a position that the papacy has. Their Sabbath, which is Sunday, should be made prominent for the sake of the family. Now, Charlie Kirk was in favor of the seventh-day Sabbath. But was he dogmatic about it? That we cannot tell. But he recognized that the seventh day was the Sabbath. So, whether he was for an ecumenical mindset or not is irrelevant. Is the Sabbath going to become prominent?
Yes, like we've just seen, it is coming, and God will have it put in the right place, and then people have to make a decision.
They have to make a decision. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting. So it shows it actually gives you a precursor of where we're heading with this.
Is it a point of contention?
Yeah.
Now, people said it would never be a point of contention, but Martin, here it is, a point of contention. CBS News. Paramos sues American Dream for staying open Sunday in violation of Bergen County blue laws. Martin, this is modern America.
Yeah.
This is right now.
Yeah. It was a few weeks ago.
Okay, so the New Jersey Borough of Paramos is suing the American Dream Mall for staying open on Sunday in violation of Bergen County blue laws. Now they're arguing this way or the other, whether they apply or whether they don't apply. It doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is there is this agitation.
Yeah. It's enforcing. So there are blue laws that are still being enforced.